All right, new Warrior D'Angelo Russell. I'm still getting used to that. He's expected to fill in for Klay Thompson when the season begins, but there's already speculation that his stay in Golden State could be a short one. D'Angelo spoke to reporters last night in Vegas and said all the right things.
Honestly, I'm excited. I'm excited more than anything. I think it's a huge opportunity, just to take another step, and learn from a good group of guys that have, that marked their way in this career. In this league. So I'm super excited. Like I said, that's the business of it. It is what it is. You put yourself in a position to go somewhere for a long period of time, and it may not be what it is a year later, and that's the business. And I've come to a realization of that, and I understand that. So whatever situation I'm in, I know the business side of it. So we'll just see. I can't predict it.
Stark, huh?
Oh, translation real quick.
Okay.
I got a max contract, baby. And as Jerry Stackhouse used to say, the checks cash in all 50 states, plus Canada.
I mean, look, they can't trade him until December 15th. So
they can't trade him. Why would they trade him?
I mean, that's kind of not the point, is to trade him right away.
No, they need him. Klay Thompson's not playing.
Right, they can't trade him while Klay is recovering.
They need him, and I think those three guys will be great together.
And that's a possibility.
That's a third splash brother. It makes them unique.
But
how do you guard them? You're getting a more mature D'Angelo Russell. Under the circumstances, losing Kevin, this is a great pickup for him. So kudos to
So
the
look,
Warriors.
they had a decision to make. Obviously, you're going to lose Kevin Durant, and you want to lose him for nothing.
They
right?
did get an asset.
And a lot of teams have gotten to this fork in the road with a free agent and just let him go. And the Warriors have almost no way of improving their team if they don't make this trade. They have almost no way of acquiring draft assets, of acquiring new players. D'Angelo Russell, in a lot of ways, this is a trade where if he works out, and I agree with you, I think he might fit in okay there. I don't know, his age-wise and the way he plays.
He's 22?
Yeah, he's still really young. He obviously became an all-star last year.
And they need to get younger, too. They basically added an all-star. Typically, when a superstar leaves, you get nothing in return. Mm-hmm. I really like this. Was a huge surprise in the Bay Area. I think it's a great move under the circumstances, and he's an all-star.
Well, they added a bucket getter to kind of help keep things afloat while Klay recovers from the surgery, and then they can evaluate it. But if they do trade him, obviously Minnesota had a lot of interest in him, but they've got to get at least the equivalent of 2 first-round picks back, because they gave one to Brooklyn and then they gave one to Memphis to get off of Andre Iguodala's contract. But, look, if they decide to keep together, great. If not, there will be plenty of interest in Russell, and I don't think they'll have a problem finding a team that is willing to give up value.
Well, I think what's interesting about this move that they made here is it's not exactly like a fit culturally, right? When I think about the Warriors, I don't think about D'Angelo Russell, but he has changed and he has matured. And this team is going to get really expensive, but as you say, they needed some youth in this team, and I think they've needed that. Willie Cauley-Stein, they need
great athlete.
Something. It cost them Andre Iguodala, but we already saw a preview of what the Warriors look like without Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant, and it was Game 3 when Steph had to go for 47 points, right? Yeah. It was Game 3 when it was Steph against the world, and he kind of burned himself out for the rest of the finals, having to carry that much of the load. So now you get a young guy who can play, maybe not the perfect fit basketball-wise,
or tires.
Yeah,
lots.
I mean, and I think with D'Angelo, where we've already seen him reinvent himself once when he got traded from the Lakers. Goes to Brooklyn. Now you're on a veteran team. It's a high upside trade, and it also reminds me a little bit of what the Thunder did with Victor Oladipo, where he got that big contract, former number 2 overall pick, and when they traded him for Paul George, it wasn't like the greatest trade. He turned into Victor Oladipo, though, when he got to Indiana.
But they got the asset, to your point, kind of like when Clippers tricked Blake Griffin into re-signing and then traded him. Even after those great T-shirts and all that, they traded him. It was a good asset. So
yeah, but there's no tricking here. He goes in this thing with eyes wide open and a bank account that's really
and he didn't have to go through restricted free agency. He's fine. All right.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For highlights and analysis, check out the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, check out ESPN+.